bakers, and welcome to The Revolution, a bakery equipment and supplies company that's here to help you succeed. And today, it's freezing. And today, I'm here hoping Father Christmas brings us a microphone so you can hear me more clearly in our videos. And today, we've got a couple of pastry rollers that we need to test, so why not take a closer look at these wonderful machines and see how they can really help our business. So, we're going to be taking a look at this Rondo, and it's an SFA64 model, probably from the late 80s, early 90s. Whilst most machines will operate in a similar way, there are minor differences from one to the other, and some might help your process, some may be unnecessary. But looking at this machine, we've got our roller height control here. This is going to govern how thick our dough is going to be rolled. This is a program selector on this machine. It has the ability to operate as a manual, which basically indicates that we are responsible as the operator for making the height adjustments on the rollers between each change of direction. And then there's three program options: coarse, medium and fine. That's based on your paste and your recipe, and the machine in those instances will make incremental height changes based on that program automatically when it changes direction. This is the main operating handle, which is going to indicate which direction we want to travel in, and this particular machine also has 2 speeds in each direction. The main roller on this machine is 630mm wide, with the tables being 620. The table lengths either side are about 1550mm, so it's a good sized table for us to be working with. Again, machines vary from size, certainly on the table size, so if you've not got much area to work with, there are models out there that have very short tables. They're also available right up at the top end in automatic versions, whereby you simply place your dough onto the belt, push a button for a pre-program, walk away, and when you come back, everything's sheeted out and nicely placed onto the table and roller. Now, the entire point of these machines was to be able to sheet out dough to a specified thickness quickly and in larger quantity. There's about 3 kilos of short crust pastry mix here. In the interest of honesty, as we do like to be honest here at The Revolution, it is shop bought. The short crust pastry we made up here the other day has obviously been consumed, and we didn't have time to make up any more. So we've been and bought the shop bought stuff, and I've compressed that together as best I can. One of the questions we get asked often is, how much dough can I put through my pastry roller? It's going to matter on your mix and your recipe, as always. You're going to hear that a lot as you progress through. How thin you're going to go with your dough. But the key limitations of the machine: the height of the guard. Of course, if the dough is higher than the guard, it's going to lift the guard, which is going to cut out the machine. And of course, the length and width of the tables. That's why I've put the dough this way. The rollers are not really going to roll the dough out widthways across the table, so I'm kind of trying to use as much of the width as I can to begin with. There we go. Length of the tables is obviously, it's good to have big tables. You can run off the end of the table onto the stainless beneath, certainly if you've got a shorter model, but there will be a point at which the dough is that thin and that long and that heavy that when you pull it back, it's going to tear. So we're going to start off on max height, and we're just going to run that dough through. And that went through lovely, so we're going to drop down. Now down to about 15mm thick. Okay. I am going to dust, and you should be dusting along the way. Obviously, to prevent sticking to the rollers. Trying to be a bit conservative here because this machine, once finished, tested, cleaned up, will be available for sale. Hopefully we'll be making lovely bakery products for many years to come. Okay. I'll just run that back through. Okay. So this machine, obviously, as I've said, it does have two speeds in each direction, which allows us a thinner sheets. As we get thinner, we can slow down the speed so that there's less drag from the rollers onto the paste. So there you go. We've gone from 30mm down to about 3mm thick, which tends to be the standard these days for the majority of applications, 3 to 4mm thickness. And you can see the general premise behind what it is. We was using 3 kilograms of dough, and again, we didn't use the full length of the table. I'd say 5 kilos of dough on this machine would probably be absolutely fine. And if you set the machine up, there is pull-out trays on the ends, possibly run into the tray and back, and therefore getting a higher weight through the machine. But again, it's got to get under that guard. It can make short work of pinning out and sheeting out dough. Of course, when it comes to puff pastry and laminated doughs, these things are a godsend. This machine in particular, I think we're a little bit thick on the dough, so we need to make an adjustment on the height of the rollers. There is a guard bar missing, but other than that, we've already been inside and made the repairs that needed to be made inside. So now, guard bar on, height adjustment, clean everything up, and then it's ready to go. Okay, hopefully a nice short sweet video, and hopefully of some use to you. Again, pastry rollers, absolute godsend in any bakery. And that is a wonderful example, a fantastic machine. As usual, if you've got any questions or comments, you can do that down below. In the meantime, give us a shout if you need anything, and thank you for being a part of the revolution.